Biden in Beijing in 2013. It's for a reason. That's the Hunter Biden trip. Memory lane for old Joe. But of course, the person that he's with is Locke, Gary Locke. What do you think this was really about?
I think it's very clear that they're casting Gary Locke, who was born in Seattle, Washington, was the two-term governor of Washington state, and was Secretary of Commerce under President Obama, as a Chinese leader. And that's flat out wrong on so many levels. The ad is trying to distract from Trump's epic mismanagement of the coronavirus that has cost us 2 months of being able to identify patients and trace their contacts. Instead, we've wound up in our homes trying to mitigate the spread. It's cost our economy trillions of dollars, cost our families thousands of lives, cost us millions of jobs. And so he's trying to distract from that. And unfortunately, this ad is consistent with him calling COVID-19 or the new coronavirus the Chinese virus. He's trying to cast it as a foreign agent, a foreign effort. And I'll tell you who gets hit the worst from this. It's Chinese Americans and Asian Americans who've already reported hundreds, even thousands of assaults around the country. I like it boils my blood that he's trying to distract from his epic failures by racializing this virus.
And this has happened to you, right? I mean, you've talked about this, that you've experienced this racism now, even in the grocery store.
Well, I bet it's happened to every Asian American at this point, Aaron. And I heard a heartbreaking story yesterday. There was an ER doctor who's Asian American in Brooklyn who literally helped a grandmother say goodbye to her children and is risking his own safety. And then he goes home and gets called racial epithets on the way home when he's literally risking his life trying to help people. So it's happened to me, but it's happened to Asian Americans around the country. Children got stabbed in Texas who are Asian American being blamed for the coronavirus. So it's not just dirty looks. It's getting much, much more sinister and threatening than that, and it has to stop.
In an op-ed you wrote last week, you suggested some ways that Asian Americans could combat this, the bigotry. And you wrote in part, Andrew, we Asian Americans need to embrace and show our Americanness in ways we never have before. We need to step up, help our neighbors, donate gear, vote, wear red, white, and blue, volunteer, fund aid organizations, and do everything in our power to accelerate the end of the crisis. And since that, some Asian Americans have questioned your idea, sort of saying, well, why do we need to prove we're American? Why do we need to do those things when we already are? What's your response to that criticism?
Of course, we're all Americans, Asian Americans, all Americans. We all just need to do everything we can to accelerate the end of this virus. And in that op-ed, I noted that 17% of U.S. doctors on the front lines are Asian American. And all I was saying was that all Americans have to come together in this time.
So because of the unprecedented and incredible economic collapse that we've been seeing, right, we saw, we've lost 16 million jobs in 21 days in the United States. These are numbers that, they're just simply stunning and incomprehensible. And in Spain, they're now saying that because of this dire situation, they actually want to establish a universal basic income on a permanent basis. This, of course, was the cornerstone of your presidential campaign in Congress. There's, I guess, an aspect of it, sort of elements of it temporarily in that $2 trillion stimulus package. Do you believe this has a chance of sticking?
It will stick 100%, Aaron. Millions of Americans, even tens of millions, are going to get $1,200 in their bank accounts this week. And they're going to find that it helps them pay their bills. It helps them secure their families' groceries and help keep a roof over their head. It's not going to do anything to transform their personalities or make them lazy or any of the ridiculous counter arguments that have been used. This is here to stay. It's common sense. It's going to be vital because our economy's transformation, unfortunately, has been accelerated by this crisis. More and more jobs that we're losing are never going to come back. Those 16 million jobs you're talking about, they will not be back like a rubber band snapping back into place in a number of months. They're gone. And we need to start building a new economy that's going to work for people. Universal basic income is going to be a huge, even central part of that.
All right. Andrew, thank you.